Hello. So tonight we're talking about setting healthy habit goals. So how do we set a goal? And then so with me I have Karen, and so she's going to tell you all about that and go through the process of setting a smart goal. So just like usual, if you have a question, feel free to put it in the chat or raise your hand, and I'll unmute you, and then you can ask Karen your question. Um, We'll probably answer your questions when there's a break, just because last time we didn't get through a lot of our content. So just to try to get through more of it tonight, we'll be doing that. So yeah, I'll let Karen introduce herself, and then we'll get started.
Okay, I'm actually going to share the presentation right away because my intro is part of it. So, yeah, we're going to talk about setting SMART goals today, which is something I'm really excited about sharing with all of you. I'm just going to set my screen up so that I can see people and see the chat and see what I need to see. Okay, so to introduce myself, I thought I'd give you 5 fun facts. So, fact number 1, I have lived in St. Albert, Edmonton, Calgary, Saskatchewan, Vancouver, and Thailand. I've lived in all those places in my life. Fact number 2, I have never owned a pet, ever. I've never had a cat, I've never had a dog, I've never had any pets. Fun fact number 3, I am a Special Olympics coach, and I coach the young athletes, so 7 to 14-year-olds. Fun fact number 4, my favorite color is blue. And fun fact number 5, my favorite number is 11. I like 11 because it's the same forwards, backwards, and upside down. And I think that's a very cool fact about the number 11. So that's my introduction. In the chat, I want you to type one fun fact about yourself so that I can get to know you a little bit. I know some of you already because I see you in other Zoom messages and in other places, but let's see some fun facts. Can you guys type some fun facts about yourselves? Maybe your favorite color, your favorite number, your favorite sports team. Ooh, Kim is a knitter. That's a cool fact. What are some other fun facts? Preston says his favorite number is 14 and his favorite color is purple. Elena says she doesn't like pizza. Laura's fun fact, she loves to read. Chrissy says her favorite sports team is Edmonton Oilers. Me too. I love the Oilers. Jordan, her mom is a good knitter. Dylan's favorite game is Minecraft and The Sims 4. Andrew says he is happy and proud of the Oil Kings and the Oilers. Jessica has been to London. Kayla loves animals. Dustin loves the Dallas Cowboys. Oh my goodness, I can't keep up with all of them. Wow, so many good facts. Lots of people like the color purple. Ooh, Will says he's a dual citizen. Leonka does art. She also likes purple. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't think I can keep up with all these fun facts. This is awesome. I'm gonna look through all these fun facts at the end because I can't keep up with everything, and I want to make sure we get through all of the fun activities that I have planned. Okay, so I'm gonna minimize this chat because otherwise I'll get too distracted. So, Caitlin, if you see anything, questions or anything like that, please interrupt me at any time. And if we have questions, then we can answer them as we go. So, okay. So last week, oh boy. Okay, I got too ahead of myself. So last week you learned about healthy habits. So you had a presentation all about setting healthy habits. And probably when you were listening to those, that information about the different fun habits or healthy habits, you were thinking about, well, maybe I should change some of the things that I do. Maybe I want to do something differently. Maybe I want to make a healthy change in my life. And probably, you've made New Year's resolutions, or you know of people who make New Year's resolutions. But then a couple days later or a couple months later, you realize you haven't actually made any changes. You're still doing the same things as you were doing before. Or maybe you're not even sure how to get started to set a healthy habit or to get a healthy habit into place. So what I'm going to talk about in my presentation today is how to set goals that you can stick with, how to make a goal really sticky, and how to make it easier for you to actually accomplish a change in your life or to actually develop a healthy habit. So if they're called SMART goals because there are every letter of SMART stands for a different thing to help you with setting goals. So the first letter in SMART is S, and the S stands for specific. So one of the reasons why it's hard to keep a goal or to start a healthy habit is because you think of something really big, and a big goal is harder to achieve than a clear, precise, specific goal. So I'm going to give you an example. Maybe one of the habits that you want to start setting, or one of the habits you want to develop, is to be cleaner. I want to clean my room. But clean my room, that's a big goal. So in order to turn a big general goal into a specific goal, you can talk about, or you can set a goal to make my bed every morning and put away my clothes before bed. So that way you're turning a big goal into more of a specific goal that you can keep. Sometimes clean my room, it just gets overwhelming because you go, especially if your room looks like this and you say, clean my room is my goal, you might just be like, oh my goodness, that's just such a big goal. I don't even know where to start. So I'm going to go and play video games instead, or I'm going to go and color instead. But if you have a more specific goal, it's easier to get started. So if your goal is to make your bed in the morning, then that's an easy, small thing that you can do. Putting away your clothes before bed, it's a specific, small thing that you can do. And then you know that you've accomplished your goal. It doesn't mean that it's bad to have a goal of like a big goal, but to break it down into something more specific helps you to get started. So we're going to do a little activity. I'm going to show you a goal, and in the chat, I want you to type S if you think it's a specific goal, and G if you think it's a general goal. Okay, thumbs up if you understand. S for specific, G for general. Perfect, I see lots of thumbs up. So the first example is eat healthy. Does that sound like a general goal or a specific goal? I should have done a poll, but I'm not that creative and organized. Okay, I see lots of G's. This is a very general goal. Does somebody want to put up their hand and let's try and make this a more specific goal? So who has an idea of how we could make this a specific goal? Preston.
I think Preston put his hand down.
Oh, did he? Okay. Does somebody have their... Oh, Laura, I see your hand is raised. Laura, how can we make eat healthy into a specific goal?
We can say like what kind of fruit we're gonna eat, or vegetable as well.
Totally. That's a great way of saying it. Yeah. Instead of eat healthy, you could say eat an apple a day or eat a banana for breakfast. That's great.
If you eat an apple a day, you keep the doctor away.
You got it. You got it. Okay, Alex, what's your idea? How can we make this a specific goal?
For a specific goal is to eat vegetables and fruits.
Yeah. Yep. So even just, I mean, to say a specific, like one type of fruit, that's one way of making it specific, but even just saying eat fruits and vegetables is more specific than just saying eat healthy. I'll take one more hand up and then we're going to go on to the next example. So Elena, what's another way that we could make this into a more specific goal?
Eat one fruit a day.
Eat one fruit a day. Absolutely. So you are all on the right track. You know what we're doing here. So the next example, S if you think it's specific, G if you think it's general, okay? Be nice. Be nice. Is that a specific goal or is that a general goal? Okay, I'm seeing a few S's and a few G's, more G's though. And I think you're right. Be nice is quite a general goal. So let's get some ideas. Put up your hand if you have an idea for how we could make be nice a more specific goal. Okay, Matthew Smith, I see your hand is raised.
To be kind and courteous to people.
Okay, so to be courteous, what does it mean to be courteous? How can you show that you're courteous?
Well, we can show compassion.
Okay, showing compassion, yeah. Danielle, I see your hand is raised. What's another way that we can turn be nice into a more specific goal?
To listen to your friends and to help them solve their problems by talking it through with them.
Yeah, that's a great way of making it more specific. So listening to your friends, helping them with their problems. Those are great ways of taking be nice and making it more specific. I like it. Okay, does anybody else have an idea? Alex and Laura, I see your hands, but I'm going to see if there's other people who want to answer.
In the chat, Alina said, say hi to someone new.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, I'll take one more. Alex, do you have an idea for this one?
Yes. Just be nice to your coworkers when you're working at the workplace.
Sure, yeah. So when you're making a goal specific, you could think about like a person that you want to be nice to. So like Danielle said, be nice to your friends, listen to your
Agreed.
friends. Alex said, be nice to your coworkers or be nice
Yeah,
at work. So you
for
can be
example,
specific. Mhm.
For example, when I first started working at Tim's, and I was very kind to the coworkers.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, are you ready for the next one? The next goal, G or S, general or specific. Spend less time on Facebook. Is that a general goal or is that a specific goal? Yeah, it's definitely more specific than some of the other goals. Yeah. Okay, good. Definitely, I mean, you could say that this is a general goal because it's still not as specific as it could be, but we'll get into that. But yeah, for the sake of our exercise here, spend less time on Facebook is a specific goal. Next one, get rich. Is get rich a general goal or is it a specific goal? Okay, this one's getting some people saying specific, some people saying general. For the people who think it's a general goal, how do you think you could make it more specific? Does anybody have any ideas of how you could make get rich into a more specific goal? Matthew, what's your idea?
Pay lots of money.
So to get, yeah, you could make it a goal about raising or earning money. Andrew, yes. What's your idea for how we can turn get rich into a more specific goal?
Well,
oh, Andrew, you muted yourself. There we go.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Yep.
Okay. You could volunteer. I mean, I know some kids like make lemonade stands for savings too. But yeah, not everyone is rich. I mean, yes, like in the Titanic, some have very little money.
Yeah, but that's you by talking about making a lemonade stand, then you're thinking of a way that you can earn money. So that's a great way of making it more specific.
Right.
Preston, do you have an idea?
Yes, donation. If doing it to cancer,
Yes. Yeah, you could talk
like
about what to
donate to
do with your
donate
money.
the money. What places you need, like the animal shelter, like stuff that people like they can use it for
Yeah.
something.
So that's a great way of thinking about how to use your money, a specific way of how to use your money. These are great ideas. Okay, I
And
think
then
we have one more
in the
before.
chat, Karen,
Oh,
in the chat,
mhm.
we have put $10 a month in savings, get a job, go to school and train for a good job, save money or go on a budget. Yeah.
Awesome. Those are all great suggestions. Okay, I think we have one more before we go on to the next. Yeah. Go for a walk every day. Does that sound like a general goal or does that sound like a specific goal? Yeah, this one's nice and specific because you know exactly what you're doing. You know when you're going to do it. It's easy to measure. I like it. Okay. Lori, I see your hand is raised, so I'll get one comment and then we'll go on to the next slide.
Okay, so this question, to go for a walk a day, no matter if it's ugly outside, say it's ugly out, you can do your walk inside. But to be honest, if your body doesn't get walked every day or get the proper nutrients or tons of water, your body will turn into a raisin and say, I used to be so healthy, but then you just want to lay around and not go for walks. So I'm going to let your ankles and knees break. So, which is me. I'm having trouble with my ankles and knees because of the stupid weather and because we're locked up.
Yeah, but I like your
And no
idea. If
gym.
you can't go for a walk outside, you can go for a walk inside.
Yeah, I do my workouts through my college and also through the Peak program. Plus, on March the 6th, I am doing my very, very, very first polar plunge
Okay.
in my backyard with
All right.
Sheriff Claire and Kristen.
Okay. Well, thank you, Lori. All right, we're gonna move on to the next slide. But I think you all have a good understanding now of the difference between a general goal and a specific goal. So one of the ways that we can make a goal even more specific, so even more specific than we've already been talking about, is the next letter in SMART. So S is specific, M is measurable. So a measurable goal means that you can, at the end of the day, you can track whether you did it or not. You can track your progress. So to make it a measurable goal, you could make it measurable by talking about how many times you're going to do it. You can make it measurable by talking about how often you're going to do. I guess that's the same thing. How many times, how often you're going to do it, what time of day you're going to do it, how long you're going to do it. So it's to put some kind of a number on it. So we'll go through some examples again. So the first example is drink more water. So it's more specific than just saying be healthy or eat healthy. You're making it a specific goal, but in order to, at the end of the day, figure out, did I drink more water? How could we make this measurable? What's a number or what's a way that we could make this into a measurable goal? Put in the chat what you think would be a good way to measure whether you're drinking more water. Okay, Elena is on the same track that I'm on. So to make drink more water into a measurable goal, I turned it into drink 4 glasses of water every day. Lots of you are putting 5 or 6 to 8 glasses. So, I mean, this is the glass that I use and it's quite a big one. So I only do 4 of these ones because it's big. If you're using small glasses, then you could do 8 or 5. But to say drink 4 glasses of water every day, when I am going to bed at night, I can count, did I drink my 4 glasses of water today? And then I know, yes, I accomplished my goal. I did what I said I wanted to do. If my goal was just drink more water, then at the end of the day, I'd have to think, well, I don't know. Did I drink more water? I drank some water, but is that drinking more water? But when I put a number on it, then I know if I've achieved the goal or not. Laura, I see that your hand is up.
Hi, yes, I have one of those big pink water bottles that you get off of Amazon, and it holds 8 glasses. So I try to fill that up at first thing in the morning and have it gone by the end of the night. It's hard, but I try to, especially after I go for a nice long walk, I try to come home and drink lots of water, because it just helps flush out your system, and it just makes you feel better.
I like that you have one giant container, because that's really measurable, because then at the end of the day, you can see how much water is left, and then you know if you've accomplished that goal or not. So that's a really good visual way.
It tells you like, oh, did I finish up what I was supposed to? And
how often do you finish all that water? That's so much.
Not every day, but I try to. I try to, especially when I come home from work or something, I just sit down at my TV or something, and instead of grabbing pop, I'll just fill my water bottle up and just chug away.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Laura. Okay, I see that there are a couple more hands raised, but I'm going to keep going just because I do want to get through all of the slides. So I will come back and get some suggestions from you for the next one. So the next goal, we already talked about this one, spend less time on Facebook. So I said that this was a specific goal, but now I want to see how can we make this measurable? And I know that earlier in the chat, someone already had an idea of how we could make this measurable. So again, at the end of the day, it's hard to figure out, like, did I spend less time on Facebook today? How do you know if you've spent less time? Elena, awesome suggestion. Spend an hour on Facebook. My suggestion, or my way of making it measurable, was spend 30 minutes on Facebook in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening. And it's going to be different for everybody. So for some people, limiting it to 2 hours, like Darby says, that's a great goal to have, especially if you were using it way more than that. For some people, maybe it's just, 10 minutes is all they need. This year, I at the beginning of the year in January, I decided that I wanted to set a goal about spending less time on my phone, spending less screen time. So I have set limits so that I can only spend some of my apps. I only spend 5 minutes a day on them. And then after 5 minutes, it locks up and I can't use it again until the next day. Some of my apps I can use for 30 minutes a day. Some of them I can use for 50 minutes a day. So setting limits that have a specific time limit really helps me. Instead of just saying spend less time on my phone, I've made it measurable, and I've made my phone help me keep track of my measurable goal. So I see 2 hands, and then I'm going to move on to the next one unless there's stuff in the chat. So Caitlin, you can let me know. Jordan, I see your hand is up.
Okay, with the water that you have showed, I'm drinking 5 cups of water every day with my soda stream bottle, and it's very hard for me to get into a routine where I can drink all of my 5 glasses of water per day, and I don't know how I can it's hard to drink.
Yeah. So some of the suggestions, like even Laura said, she drinks she tries to drink water when she gets home from work, or she drinks water when she's watching TV. So even just like matching a good habit with an activity that you're already doing, that's one way that you can remind yourself to drink more water. So to think, every morning when you wake up, first thing you do, have a glass of water. After you brush your teeth, have a glass of water. When you're watching your favorite TV show, drink a glass of water while you're watching that TV show. So to kind of pair your habits with your activities
Yeah,
is one way.
and me drinking lots of water, because I'm working out every day. So it's nice.
Yep. And SodaStream is a great way to help develop that habit because SodaStream water tastes way better. Laura.
Hey,
Hi.
for one thing, I want to share with the amount of water that I drink because I drink flavored water, so it can help
Yeah.
people as well. Because I find flavored water, to me, that tastes better than regular water.
There you go. That's another strategy to use. Excellent.
And
Hey,
Leon,
Caitlin. Yep.
Bianca, I also see your hand is up. Let me just find you so I can unmute you. Okay.
But
Yep.
I drink this water bottle. I fill it 4 to 5 times.
Okay, we've got a lot of really good water drinkers on this call. I'm inspired by you. Excellent, excellent work. Okay, the next one. We already talked about this one a little bit. So get rich. And I'm just going to skip through it because we already had a bit of a conversation. But one of the ways that you can turn get rich into a measurable goal would be to set a specific measurable goal, like saving $75 so you can buy a new pair of shoes. So if there's something that you're really interested in buying, then you can make a goal that is nice and specific. So instead of just getting rich, or maybe someone talked about making donations. So maybe you could think about raising $50 for Polar Plunge or whatever it might be. But the point of this one is turning a goal from general to specific makes it easier to keep, and making it specific and measurable helps you know at the end of the day or at the end of the week or at the end of the month whether you achieved your goal. So the next 2 letters in SMART, so S, specific, M, measurable. A is achievable and R is realistic. And I paired these ones together because it's important to, when you're setting goals, to think about, what do I need in order to achieve this goal? What are the supplies that I might need? What's the equipment I might need? What time do I need? How much time do I need to accomplish this goal? So when we talked about drinking water, lots of you had things that, like, if you don't have like for some of you, you have a water bottle and you use that to help track how much water you've drank. So you have that. If you didn't have a water bottle, or if you didn't have a way of measuring it, it would be harder for you. So I'm going to show you a goal on the next page, and it is a specific goal and it is a measurable goal. But I want you to think, what are the things that I would need to have in order to be able to, like, is this a realistic goal? Is this something that I actually have the time, space, equipment, resources in order to achieve? So the goal is, my goal is to go surfing for 30 minutes every morning. So it's a specific goal and it's a measurable goal, but is this a realistic goal? And if it's not a realistic goal, what would I need to have in order for this to be realistic? Or maybe we could think about, why is this not a realistic goal and not an achievable goal for me? Laura, do you have an idea? I see that your hand is raised. Why is this not an achievable goal?
I would say it's not an achievable goal. Well, if you think of the weather, we can't surf right now.
Exactly. I can't set a goal like this in the middle of winter because you can't surf in the winter. Why else is this not an achievable goal? What are some other reasons why this isn't an achievable and realistic goal for me?
In the chat,
Elena. Oh, so yeah, Caitlin, you tell me in the chat.
In the chat, we have no, because we don't live near the ocean, not in Calgary. You have to live in California.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Elena, why else is this not an achievable goal or realistic?
Because you don't live in a place where the ocean is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I don't live in a place where there's an ocean. It's not nice enough weather for me to go surfing. I don't own a surfboard. So that there's no way that I could achieve this goal because I don't own a surfboard. So when you're setting goals, you have to think about what's realistic for you? Do you have the equipment? Do you live in a place where it's a realistic goal? Is it actually something that you could achieve? So the next one, eat 3 helpings of vegetables. Is this a realistic and achievable goal? What would I need to have in order to make this a realistic and achievable goal? Preston.
Probably eat 3. It's a good goal to do that. When you talk about saving the money,
Mm-hmm.
I always, when you save money, I always sometimes like if I want something like a video game or something I want to save that for, I just put it down how much I have, and then it's like how much I need to raise.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
for the fruit, eating fruit, I eat fruit. I eat bananas and peanut butter and lots. I eat apples like a couple days. I eat apples in the evening.
There you go. Yeah.
I
So
know right now
this is totally a realistic goal and it's an achievable goal. Jessica, I want to hear from you.
Make sure you have the fruit that you have in your house.
Yeah, when you go grocery shopping, if your goal is to eat 3 helpings of fruit and vegetables, when you go grocery shopping or when somebody else or whoever you live with in your house is going grocery shopping, you have to actually buy the fruits and vegetables in order to make this an achievable and realistic goal. You have to make sure you have it in your house in order to be able to achieve this goal. Great point, Jessica. Andrew.
Oh, and I think fruit is very good. I think fruit is extremely good for you too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I eat lots of apples and that a day, and broccoli too. It's really good for you too. In the commercial I saw when I was a kid, when a kid said, "I dislike broccoli," and he say, "Just give it a try. It's good for you."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you have to have it in your house in order for this to be a realistic and achievable goal. But it's not enough to just have it in your house. You have to also make meals and include the vegetables because otherwise they just go bad in your fridge. So one of the things that I do to help eat fruit and vegetable in the summertime is I go to the farmer's market because then I can get fresh fruit and vegetables, and that makes it even more motivating for me. Okay, one more example. Practice basketball for 30 minutes each day. Now this one could be achievable and realistic. What would you need to have in order to make this one a realistic and achievable goal? Danielle.
I think if you have a basketball hoop outside your driveway, and you go outside with a ball and you practice shooting the basketball, then you'll get better at it.
Yeah. So in order to achieve this goal, or in order to make it realistic, you have to have a basketball. You have to have either a net outside your house, or you have to know where there is a net where you can practice. Jessica.
For example, like if there's a net like really close by, you can go there too as well.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yep. If you have one in your neighborhood, if there's a school nearby or a playground nearby. I'm going to look at, yep. Having a healthy body for sure, especially if you've had an injury, you need to make sure that your doctor says it's okay for you to do it. If you don't have a hoop, can you still practice basketball for 30 minutes every day? I see some nods. Yeah. Yeah. You could practice in your basement. You could do some skills, some drills. You could practice dribbling. You could practice all of the basics. So there's definitely ways that you can make this one achievable and realistic. Okay. The last letter, S, specific, M, measurable, A, achievable, R, realistic, T is time bound. So one of the ways that you can help with setting goals is to have a deadline. So maybe, again, your goal is to practice basketball for 30 minutes every day. And you say, I'm going to do that for 1 week. So for 1 week, I'm going to practice 30 minutes every day. Or maybe you want to go for a walk every day, and your goal is to walk for every day for a month. So then at the end of the month, you can look back and you can see, did I accomplish my goal? Did I achieve my goal? So sometimes if you put a deadline on it, it can be motivating for you, because then it's not necessarily something that you have to do for the rest of your life, but it's a good way to get that healthy habit up and running. And it gives you a time when you can evaluate, am I achieving this goal? Am I where I hoped I would be? Do I need to make some changes? Do I need to, like there was one person who was saying, it's hard to drink 5 glasses of water a day. Can I make some tweaks? Can I make some changes? Can I make it, can I schedule it more? But having a deadline or having a time when you look back and you think about your goals, that can also be very helpful and motivating. And that's one of the reasons why, at the beginning of every month, you can set a new goal for yourself. And then the next month you can figure out what's your new goal going to be for the next month. So it's a way of keeping yourself on track, keeping yourself on target. Preston, I see that you have a hand up.
When you say about basketball, maybe no one have a basketball because it's maybe family can't afford the basketball hoop and basketball. Maybe they only can afford only days every day they can afford groceries or this food the family, and they can't afford sports for the kids because.
That's true, Preston. That's a good point. Sometimes, and you would have to figure out whether this is realistic or achievable for, whether.
Thank you.
You might have to set a different goal.
All right, thanks.
Jessica.
One of my goals that I set like once a month. It's important.
Okay. So it's like instead of going to Tim Hortons every day, you go once a month.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time bound. It meets all the criteria. So I want to hear some ideas from you. Do you have, Jessica, you did exactly what I was thinking for the next activity is, do you have a specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time bound goal? Does anybody else have any ideas for a SMART goal that they want to share? And you can share it in the chat or you can put up your hand. So Laura, I see that you have your hand up. Do you have a SMART goal?
Okay. I think one of my SMART goals is that for Fridays, Fridays are the treat day out of the week, through Monday through Friday. So Friday is when you can have a treat for yourself.
Okay. So specific, what's an example of a treat that you like?
Well, what I do with my breakfast and stuff is that the other days I'll have either cereal or oatmeal. But on Fridays, I have something more like toast.
Okay. Yeah, so that's specific.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to have most of the days, and then you know that on Fridays you're going to have a treat. and it's for breakfast. So it's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, and it's time bound because on Fridays
Yeah.
is your day doing the treat. Great. Danielle.
Yeah.
Right now my goal is to try to get half an hour of exercise in each day by doing different types like yoga, weight training, cardio, some core work.
That's great, Danielle. Yeah. And again, instead of just saying you're going to work out for half an hour every day, you've thought of some specific workouts that you're going to do for half an hour every day. So, and you're picking activities that are realistic for when you're at home during COVID. So it's got specific, it's measurable because it's 30 minutes a day, it's achievable and realistic, and it's time bound. I like it. You guys are on the right track with this. Let's hear another one. Jordan.
Okay. My goal is to be able to drink lots of water every day, trying to, and my goal is to accomplish my workouts every day and doing all sorts of activities and doing lots of things to keep fit. So that's one of my goals. And I lost 8 pounds this month because I've been working out a lot. So that's one of my goals or my accomplishments goals that I'm currently working on this week. So I'm doing that as my goal.
Good. Those are good goals, Jordan. Just remember when you're setting those goals that instead of just saying drink lots of water, try and put a number on it so that you can measure whether you're drinking lots of water. But those are great goals, and it sounds like you you have some, you know that you're accomplishing them because you are feeling healthier and you're yeah, that's great. Those are excellent ideas. I saw one in the chat. Darby said his SMART goal is to complete the peak bingo cards each week. And I like that, Darby. That's nice and specific. It's measurable, it's achievable and realistic, and it's time bound because every week you're accomplishing those specific things. And I know that lots of you are working on the bingo cards, and it's a nice motivating thing to do too. Okay, Matthew, let's hear your goal.
My goal is to do something active every day.
Okay, what sorts of active things do you like to do?
Like sports like skating, cross country skiing, snowshoeing, having a walk.
Okay, yeah, those are all nice and specific activities. They're realistic because it's winter, so those are all winter activities that you can do right now. I'm guessing that you have cross-country skis, or that wouldn't be your goal because it would be pretty hard to go cross-country skiing every day if you didn't have cross-country skis. So that's great, Matthew. Thank you. Preston.
In Camrose here in Camrose, we do fucking fitness every Friday, and we can't do no more because of COVID. And I do every Wednesday. I do called jujitsu, like a jujitsu kind of thing, like the martial art. We do every Wednesday now. We can't do that now because of COVID. I can't wait until COVID's done. I can do my stuff again and do my jujitsu and do things like with my friends. I can meet some best friends. Like I can see my friends like Chris, my friend from Camrose, like Chrissy Hill, so Chris Hutro, and I know you guys on here right now. I'm happy that we're doing this. We got doing this. Peak has helped me out a lot. If I didn't do Peak, I'll be sitting on my watching TV, do nothing.
Yeah, yeah. And you bring up a good point, Preston, because the whole achievable and realistic, when COVID happened and we all had to be at home, we had to change our goals and we had to change what was achievable and what was realistic. And we had to find creative and new ways to do those goals. So spending time with our friends got a whole lot harder, But it's nice that we have things like Zoom, because then you can still see your friends, even though you can't go outside and see them, or you can't meet with them in groups. So those are some great points, Preston. Thank you. Okay, I've got 2 more hands. Elena, and then Lori.
So mine is to do dry ice for at least an hour for a week.
Okay, can you tell me more? What does dry ice mean?
It's for figure skating. So it's basically just doing everything like landing to do like work on like the landing on dry ice before doing it on ice. Spirals is another one that you can do. And that's where you put your leg up in the, yeah, I don't really know how to explain it.
Okay, but those are some specific things. They're measurable, they're achievable, they're realistic, and you're wanting to do it for 1 week. So you got it. You figured out the SMART goal. Lori, let's hear from you.
Okay, so my goals are right now, since we joined the second peak, my goal is to not only climb by myself, but climb as a team. And together, all of us on this peak program are together on Zoom. I also started my training and on Saturdays, and I actually got to meet my brand new head coach. And that is Caroline Ritchie.
Okay.
And so we started our first time. And to be honest, I got no drama queens in my bowling this year. No trouble.
That's awesome. Thank you, Lori. Okay.
And I also,
So
Karen, I just see Leonka has had her hand up patiently waiting.
I wonder why I can't see her hand. I can see everybody else's, but I'm sorry, Leonka. Let's hear from you before we move on. And then I'm going to go to the next slide.
I'm saving. My SMART goal is I'm saving money to get a new tablet, and with my Christmas money, and I'm putting aside money every month.
Good for you. That's awesome. You have a specific goal in mind. You know how to measure it because you know how much you need to save. It's obviously an achievable goal, or else you wouldn't be saving for it. And you'll know when you've achieved it, because you'll be able to buy that tablet. That's great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Leonka. Sorry that I didn't see your hand up. Okay, I am going to keep going. Alex, we will have time for you in just a few slides, okay? I'm just going to go through them and then we'll come back to you. So, sometimes it's hard to stay motivated. So you have your SMART goal, you know what you want to do, it's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, you even have a deadline, but you're having a hard time staying motivated. So here's a couple of suggestions for what you can do when you want to stay motivated. This is something that I like to do. I like to make a plan, and I like to write it down, and I like to check it off. I'm going to show you guys something. This is what I do every week at work. This is my to-do list. So on Fridays, I make a list. I rip off the page from the previous week, but it says week at a glance. And it's got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday on it. So I write down what my plan is for each day of the week for at work. And then when I've accomplished it, then I can check it off. And then it doesn't go on my list for the next week or for the next day. So this is something, and it keeps me motivated because it's colorful. I use all my colorful pens to help me. I have lots of colorful Post-it notes that help to keep me motivated. So if I need to set a goal, I write it down on something colorful because that'll help me stay motivated. And it's really, really motivating to cross something off. So if I'm going to take Leonka's goal as an example, She knows how much money she needs to save total, but if she breaks it down into smaller numbers, so like every $10, she can check it off or she can cross that out, then that'll help her to mark how many times or how close she is to her goal. If there's a goal about drinking 5 glasses of water every day, you can put the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then every time you drink a glass of water, you can cross off one of the numbers. And at the end of the day, you've got 5 crossed off numbers. So that's something that I find really motivating, is writing it down and checking it off. Sometimes I'll even write down things that I'm going to do anyways. So like eat lunch. I'm obviously going to eat lunch because I need to eat lunch, but I'll write it down on my to-do list just so I can cross it off, because there's something really motivating about crossing things off. So if you're having a hard time staying motivated, maybe find a fun piece of paper or a fun colorful Post-it note that you can write it on, and then that'll help to keep you motivated. Another thing is to think about, why are you doing it? If you set a goal and you don't have a reason why you're doing it, then it can be really hard to stay motivated. If someone tells you to set a goal, it can be hard. It should be something that's important to you, something that you want to do. So I can't remember, Jordan, she was talking about losing weight or being healthier. So that could be why, like you want to, and somebody else was talking about, not having injuries and keeping your body healthy by going for walks every day. So if sometimes it can be like, oh man, I know it's my goal to go for a walk every day. And I know that it's a specific goal. I'm going to go for a 30-minute walk every day, but I just don't feel like it. But if you remember that the reason why you set that goal is so that you wouldn't have injuries or that you would have a healthy body, you'd be able to move your body, then that can help keep you motivated because you know the reason why you set that goal. Again, I'm going to pick on Leonka. Now that I know what your goal is, I'm going to pick on you again, because you know why you're saving money. Sometimes it would be easy to take the money and instead of putting it aside, you could just go out and buy something right now. You could go out and buy a can of pop, or you could go out and buy a stuffed animal or something that's really cheap. But you know that your goal is to save up for a tablet. So it keeps you motivated because you know that what's at the end of the goal. So if you're having a hard time staying motivated, think about, well, why did I set this goal in the first place? Why is this important to me? And then that can help you to stay motivated. Another thing that some people have talked about, I can't remember who it was, Laura was talking about having a treat once a week. And Jessica talked about this too. So sometimes to help you stay motivated, you can have a reward or you can have some kind of a treat. So if you accomplish your goal or if you stick to your habit, then to give yourself a little reward can be a great way of staying motivated. Now this can be dangerous because you don't want to treat yourself too often because then it defeats the purpose of the goal. But having that reward to look forward to can be really motivating. And then a lot of you have talked about being in the Peak program together and how that's been really helpful. So you know that there are other people who are filling out their bingo cards. You know that there are other people who are going to log into the Tip Tuesday presentations or the Workout Wednesdays, and you know that you're climbing the mountain together. So if you tell somebody else what your goal is, then they can help you keep you accountable. They can say, hey, Leonka, did you remember to save your money this week? Or how close are you to getting that tablet? Or for Jordan, how many glasses of water did you have yesterday? Or maybe you can even like make a competition out of it. So I had 3 glasses of water and it's only lunchtime. How many glasses of water have you had? So you can use each other, you can help each other out, you can keep each other accountable for your goals, and that can really help to keep you motivated. So the last thing I'm going to say before I give you the secret password for the people who need to leave right at 8 o'clock, thumbs up or clap or show me some kind of thing. Have you seen this guy before? Have you seen Chris Nikic? How many people have heard of him? I see a few people who have. So this guy, he's a Special Olympics athlete in Florida, and he had a really big goal. He wanted to do an Ironman triathlon. So an Ironman is you swim, you bike, and you run. And it's long, like you run like a marathon. You bike a really far way, you swim a really far way. And it's the kind of competition that people train for years and years and years. And it's something that is a really hard goal to set. But Chris decided that he wanted to be the first person with the first Special Olympics athlete to do an Ironman. So he set a really big goal for himself. And then he broke down that goal and he made a strategy, or he used a strategy called 1% better. So he said, if I can do 1% more every day as I'm training for this goal, then one day I will be able to achieve my goal of running an Ironman. So he didn't get off his couch and run an Ironman. He didn't say that at the end of this week, I'm going to run an Ironman. He said, every single day, I'm going to run a little bit further, or I'm going to swim a little bit further, or I'm going to train a little bit longer. And by doing that 1% more every single day, he achieved his goal. He ran an Ironman, or he finished an Ironman. And if you haven't heard more about him, you should Google him, because he's a really, really inspirational guy who's done a lot. And his philosophy of 1% better, that can be a really big motivation for all of you when you're setting your goals, that there is no goal that is not achievable if you, well, I guess I should say, if it's an achievable and realistic goal, not surfing in the middle of winter. But if you set a goal for yourself and you break it down into smaller steps and you work really hard at it, you can achieve those goals. So that is what I wanted to say. Caitlin, tell me, should I just show the?
Yeah, that's great. If you want to just show the password.
Okay. All right. So this is your password. Make sure you write it down. And then I want to see if there are more questions, or I see the people with their hands up and I want to hear from them. So Alex.
Yes, Karen. So my savings would be future video games.
Okay. So is your goal to play less video games?
Usually I played my Nintendo Switch. Okay. So I spent 2 hours playing it, and then I just took a break.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, you set a limit. You know how long you're going to play every day, and then you can stick with it.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Alex. Preston, I see that your hand is up.
I always go to, when my family, we have a place in BC. We always go there every summer, every spring, and every summer. I can't wait the snow goes away. I can go at the lake, and with Dad have a boat. When he has the boat, we can go. Can't wait to go tubing and fishing with my dad and family. Go to the lake. We do that because we always, every we go, we walk. We always see turtles.
Yeah. So in the summertime, that's totally achievable because you can go to the lake.
Because I want to do, because I always, from where my mom place is right now with she has a resort thing with, from her place I can swim from there to the dock, no stop.
There you go. So in the summertime, you can set a goal about swimming every day in the lake. Danielle.
Yes, right now I only see my coworkers once a month when we do workshops virtually. So I feel like for the newer developmental assistants, feel like they're not as connected to me as some of the developmental assistants. I've been there since I started working at Grid. I've been there for 18 years.
Yeah, it's definitely made it a lot harder to connect with people, but it's good that you do something virtually once. Did you say once a month?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's something. At least there's that.
Yes. Yeah. And I just wanted to thank you for a great session, and I will see you next time. Bye.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming. Matthew, I see that you have your hand up.
Yes. What do you do when we don't have a goal?
What do you do when you don't have a goal?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. Sometimes it's good to just take a break from setting goals, especially if you've been setting lots of them. But you can think about what's important. What do you like doing, or what do you do you want to change? What do you want to get better at? And then you can set a goal with that. But
Okay.
And
yeah.
Thank you.
Matthew too, I think talking maybe with some family members or a friend might be able to help you decide on a goal too.
For sure. Yeah, keep coming to these sessions because they definitely give you good ideas of goals that you can set. Okay, that's great. You were an excellent audience. You had lots of great things to say, and I really enjoyed hearing from you. Thank you for coming. Preston, you have one more comment or question?
I thank you for doing this. It helps me out to eat healthy and stuff. If I did not know about what with the healthy foods to eat, and I'd be probably eating chips every day.
Yeah. Yep, it's good. When you know what to do, then it makes it a lot easier to be healthy.
Thank you for doing this for us.
You're very welcome. Thanks for coming, and thanks for all of your comments and questions and suggestions.
Okay, awesome. Thanks again, Karen, and thanks everyone for coming. And I hope that you enjoy Workout Wednesday tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.